Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now I do want to apologize. It appears we're having some issues with our Facebook feed and it is not wanting to connect. So obviously if you're trying to connect through Facebook, you're not seeing us right now. But again, we will work on that if you've now tried to you can either watch us on YouTube or watch us on the WITN app. Again, do apologize about those Facebook issues. We'll get those worked out. But for now, I want to highlight one of the big stories we are tracking right now in the newsroom, and that a second arrest has been made in a shooting that happened earlier this week. 19-year-old Camarion Whitehurst was arrested by Greenville police yesterday. Tuesday night, 26-year-old Tremont Whitehurst was arrested by Greenville police for the shooting on Hooker Road in Millbrook Street. Police told WITN they were called to the shooting at around 3 p.m. Tuesday. Officers say they caught multiple people on camera running toward Winslow Point, including a 17-year-old who entered an apartment building while bleeding from the leg. The victim was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. According to warrants, Tremont Whitehurst and Camarion Whitehurst conspired with another to kill the teen. The two men then drove away from the scene after the shooting. Police say they located Tremont Whitehurst's sedan on Larkin Lane as it matched the suspect's description. Now, both men were charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury, felony conspiracy, and soliciting gang activity. And now we want to turn our attention to the ongoing investigation into the fatal shooting involving an ICE agent in Minnesota. NBC's Maggie Vespa has more.
Overnight, tensions rising nationwide. Amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, crowds gathering in cities across the country, including New York, Columbus, Dallas, L.A., and Minneapolis, where the fatal shooting of a woman by an ICE agent kicked off a nationwide response. The officer who killed 37-year-old mother of 3, Renee Good, now identified as Jonathan Ross. DHS telling NBC News Ross was seriously injured in a traffic stop here 6 months ago when he tried to arrest an undocumented convicted sex offender who dragged Ross 50 yards with his car. 6 months later, this fateful moment. Police say Good was blocking the road with her SUV. You can see officers approach, Ross stepping in front of it. Good reverses before accelerating forward while turning. That's when authorities say Ross fired multiple shots. The Trump administration defending his actions, including Vice President J.D. Vance, in a rare appearance in the White House briefing room, saying without evidence that Good was radicalized. Pressed by NBC's Kelly O'Donnell.
Is there a risk with you describing her as a deranged leftist, talking about very specific facts of these events, when an investigation is just beginning?
Well, first of all, the Department of Justice is going to investigate this in this case. You have a woman who is trying to obstruct a legitimate law enforcement operation. I can believe that her death is a tragedy while also recognizing that it's a tragedy of her own making.
While local officials, including the city's mayor, dispute the Trump administration's narrative, and some expressing frustration with the investigation.
It feels very, very difficult that we will get a fair outcome. And I say that only because people in positions of power have already passed judgment.
And again, that was Maggie Vespa reporting. We now want to turn to your weather forecast. Today, we are looking at a chance for, again, we've actually already seen a few light raindrops around the Sounds, but most of the rain right now still resides further back towards the west. Here's a look at what we've got right now on a radar picture. Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, southern Louisiana, all getting wet right now from this system. Now, of course, it continues to stretch further northward into Ohio, parts of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, even portions of really western New York, even seeing some of these raindrops at this point. Now, for us, the raindrops are really looking like more of a weekend event, but today we are picking up again a few light showers around the Outer Banks and around the Sounds. Certainly not a lot of rain. Most of us are going to be staying dry, but a few of us will pick up maybe about a tenth of an inch of rain, maybe 2/10 of an inch. Certainly nothing you're really going to notice when it's all said and done. 48 degrees right now in Greenville, comes with a calm breeze and dew points in the upper 40s. That is important. Dew points, whenever we've got a cold front rolling in, the higher they are, the more moisture we could potentially see fall from the atmosphere. Right now, air temperatures sitting generally in the upper 40s to mid 50s. We do have quite the spread, though. If you really want to take a look at the range we are looking at right now, 63 degrees currently in Hatteras, 37 in Roanoke Rapids. That is quite the separation right now of heat across the east, but that's January for you. You know, eastern North Carolina, if you don't like the forecast, wait an hour or two. It'll change. As far as air temperatures go, we kind of right now mixed bag of whether or not you're warmer and colder than yesterday. Most areas warmer, but a few of us back towards I-95, a little bit cooler early on this morning. Now, that is going to change through the day. Everybody is going to end up warmer by this afternoon, but winds right now too light to really make too much of an impact. As you can see, most of us are actually looking at calm winds. When you're not seeing a number over your town, city, or community, that means that there's no wind. We've got calm readings. So most of eastern North Carolina right now, it's not a data outage. It is just a lack of a breeze. But later on this afternoon, those winds will be picking up, and that will carry our air temperatures into the mid-70s later on this afternoon. As far as rain showers go over the weekend, still looking like Saturday evening into Sunday morning, but the raindrops are really going to be fairly broken and scattered across eastern North Carolina for today. There's a picture by the time we get to around 10:30 p.m. I guess you could call it a rain band, but again, still a lot of breaks in it. Not the most organized system, and the more it stretches out, which it's expected to continue to do, the less impactful the rain is going to be as that system moves overhead. Now, we'll meet up with that low pressure system you're seeing back towards Kansas, Missouri, and then moving over southern Illinois and Indiana. That is a system, again, that's going to kind of carry it all out into the Atlantic. Following that system, high pressure. So if you're hoping for a little bit more sunshine after what will end up being a fairly cloudy weekend, do note that we do have plenty of sunshine on the way coming up for Monday, potentially even your Sunday afternoon. But air temperatures will be coming down once that high moves in. Air temps going from 76 degrees on Saturday, mid-70s, into the upper 50s on Sunday, upper 40s by Monday. And it's the overnight lows that could really surprise some people. 58 degrees for your overnight low Saturday night into Sunday morning. From there, we drop down 30 degrees, 28 degree air temperature early Monday morning. Could catch some people off guard. Well, that's all we have time for today's 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. Again, we will continue to work on our Facebook live stream, but for now, YouTube is working, and of course, you can always catch us on the WITN app. We'll be back coming up at the top of the hour.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.